This is Princess Rita and
The Taste.
And from Kids Reading Corner 207. And today we're going to read The Hare and the Tortoise and Other Tales. Great Fairy Tale Classics. Illustrated by Tony Wolfe. Text by Peter Holeinone. Once upon a time, a conceited hare challenged a long-suffering tortoise to an absurd race. And incredible though it may seem to you, this is a story, The Hare and the Tortoise.
Once upon a time, there was a hare who, boasting how he could run faster than anyone else, was forever teasing a tortoise for its slowness. And one day, the irate tortoise answers back, "Who do you think you are? There's no denying you're swift, but even you can be beaten." The hare squealed with laughter. "Beaten in a race by whom? Not surely you. I bet there's nobody in the whole world that can win against me. I'm so speedy. Now, why don't you try?" Annoyed by such bragging, the tortoise accepted the challenge. A course was planned, and next day at dawn, they stood at the starting line. The hare yawned sleepily as the meek tortoise trudged slowly off. When the tortoise saw how painfully slow his rival was, he decided, half asleep on his feet, to have a quick nap. Take your time, he said. I'll have 40 winks and catch up to you within a minute."
The hare woke with a start from a fitful sleep and gazed round, looking for the tortoise, but the creature was only a short distance away, having barely covered a third of the course. Breathing a sigh of relief, the hare decided he might as well have breakfast too. And off he went to munch some cabbages he had noticed in a nearby field. But the heavy meal and the hot sun made his eyelids droop. With a careless glance at the tortoise, now halfway along the course, he decided to have another snooze before flashing past the tortoise's face when it saw the hare speed by. He fell fast asleep and was soon snoring happily. The sun started to sink below the horizon, and the tortoise, who had been plodding towards the winning post since morning, was scarcely a yard from the finish. At that very point, the hare woke with a jolt. He could see the tortoise a speck in the distance, and away he dashed. He leapt and bounded at a great rate, his tongue lolling and gasping for breath. Just a little more and he'd be first at the finish. But the hare's last leap was just too late, for the tortoise had beaten him to the winning post. Poor hare, tired and in disgrace, he slumped down beside the tortoise, who was silently smiling at him. "Slowly does it every time," he said. The end.
Well, what did you think of that story, kids? Well, what did you think of that story, Princess Rita?
Well, I liked how it was a classic fairy tale, and how the hare learned a lesson about being too boasting about his speed, and then he And then he thought he was so fast he could beat him with a nap, breakfast, and another nap. Well, what did you think about that story? The taste?
Well, I loved how the moral was that slowly and carefully does it every time. And I loved how the tortoise was being very slow and careful, and all the hare wanted to do was be fast and beat him. Well, the end. Thanks for listening, and read lots.